Algebra 1, transforming equations. This should be done after you've done 6.2, 6.4, 6.5, and probably before 6.3. It'll be in the right order on my YouTube playlist. I'm not, and I think it'll be in the right order on Google Classroom as well. Not 100% sure on that. I know it mixes up the order on my Google Drive, but I think Google Classroom will have it in the order that the videos were made. But anyway, if it's not, it should be done after 6.5 and before 6.3. Obviously, I'm doing things out of order. I think I've already explained a little bit why I'm doing that, but we'll get back to order after a couple more sections anyway. So this goes along with a worksheet that you will have been given already, and we're going to do number 2 and number 12 off of that worksheet, and then you'll just be responsible for the other. There's 14 problems total, so for the other 12 to just do on your own. And basically, you need to have the ability to transform equations, to manipulate things. Whatever you do to the left side, you have to do to the right side, so that we can take them from any particular form to another form, right? And I might choose one other one to do as well. We'll see. I wouldn't have you to put things into point slope form, but we really should be able to take any of the 3 forms, or for that matter, an equation that is a line that's not in any of those forms, and we should be able to put it into slope intercept form, and we should be able to put it into standard form. Remember that standard form is with integers, okay? So number 2 on this worksheet that I assume you have in front of you says to write it in slope intercept form. So we want to make this thing look like y equals mx plus b. Okay. Now the key characteristic of y equals mx plus b is that y is by itself. So right now y is being multiplied by -3 and it's being added to 5x. So I'm going to undo those things in reverse order. I'm going to subtract 5x. -3y then would be equal to -5x plus 12. And some people would call it 12 minus 5x, but knowing that it's mx plus b, the x should come first, I've already put it in its correct place here. Okay. Now what will you do? Well, again, y is being multiplied by -3, so what we'll do is divide by -3. Do please simplify a negative divided by a negative to be positive, and this gets y by itself. This is 5/3 x, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4. A positive divided by negative is negative. So this is slope intercept form, and that's really all there is to it. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and do one. Well, we'll do 12 and then we'll do 13. Actually, changed my mind here. We want to talk about one that's in point slope form as well. So here's 12. Now you got slope intercept form, and they're asking you to put it into standard form. We don't have to say with integer coefficients. I know the directions on this worksheet may, but you should just know ax plus by equals c. These are capitalized so that you remember to get integers. And you can see right away that I'm not going to have integers if I just move this term to the other side by subtracting 3/4 x. So now or later, you're going to need to multiply through by something. I prefer to do it now. I prefer to get the fractions to go away now. So let's multiply this whole equation, both left side and right side, by something. And that something would be 12. Not because it's number 12, but because 4 times 3 is 12. The least common multiple of these denominators is 12. Sometimes you can get something less than the least common multiple. In this case, you're not going to. The first number that will wipe out both of these denominators, the lowest number, is 12. Okay, so you got to multiply this by 12, and that fraction by 12, and that fraction by 12. This would give you 12y equals, now I've said this in class before, and maybe in a video too, I can't remember. Yes, you can multiply 12 times 3 and get 36, and then divide by 4 and get 9. I find it easier to do the division first because you keep the numbers smaller. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, then multiply by 3 and you get 9. Either way, you get 9. It's kind of easier to bring it down before you bring it up. Here, 12, this is going to be negative. 12 divided by 3 is 4, times 1 is still 4. Okay, so now I have integers. All I have to do is make sure things are in the right place. And the one thing that's out of place is the x. You see that it needs to be first. The y is already on the left side of the equation, just like it should be. The constant -4 is already on the right side of the equation, like it should be. So all I have to do is subtract 9x from both sides. And this is standard form. Okay, now I don't remember if I said in the previous video, I probably did. I'm just going to mention it again, that for me, for this year, 9x minus 12y equals 4 is the same answer. Okay, You may have a teacher in a different year tell you that this is the only correct answer because they want a lead coefficient that is positive. For me, for this year, in Algebra 1, either of these would be considered correct. They are to each other just a multiplying through of -1, right? So all I did was change each sign, and that's how I got the other one. Okay. Now, just before we end this, let's go ahead and do number 13 as well, so you can see one that's out of point slope form. And they want this in standard form. So obviously we want to get rid of parentheses, distribute the 3. Don't forget to distribute to the second number. Let's see, the -6 is in the wrong place. I'll add 6 to both sides. And then the 3x is on the wrong side as well, so I will subtract 3x from both sides, and -3x plus y equals -6 is in standard form. By the way, if you wanted slope-intercept form, it would have been this one, right? But they wanted standard form, and incidentally, again, 3x minus y equals 6. Both of these are fine this year, okay? Also, if you did have fractions at this point, you would want to multiply through again. But these are integers. Remember, integer is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., or the negatives of those, -1, -2, -3, etc. So -3 and 1 and -6 are all integers, so you're good to go. Thanks for watching.